Can I have 2 of sticky rice, please?
Hey guys! We're on a motorbike now.
We are Jonty and Millie, and along with our kids, we look for the amazing wonders of our world, living in Singapore and exploring beyond. Welcome to Wanderlust.
Good morning everybody, this is day 3 of our stay here in Hanoi, and we had a bit of a ropey evening. Unfortunately the kids both had a bit of a tummy bug, or they've eaten something, or we're not really sure, but they were not very well. Anyway, it's about 9:30 in the morning. I've been sent out to go and get some breakfast and some coffee, and I'm going to show you a little bit of the neighbourhood as I go. For those of you who've not been to Hanoi before, crossing the roads is as easy as stepping out and just going for it. So I'm going to show you what it's like as I head out looking for food for the family. And just like that, we're out. So you still have to be really aware and navigate everything around you, but we'll work it out as we go. Hello. Can I have 2 of sticky rice, please? Okay, breakfast stop number 1 is done. It is like a sticky rice pouch, I guess, with some sort of sausage meat, I think, which has been sliced up. The kids had it yesterday. Our friend Chow had recommended it to us, and so we had it yesterday and the kids loved it. It was actually a shop that Chow would go to as a kid, and it's still here, and so we're really thrilled to be able to share in some of her story by having some of that too. So I've got one more thing to get for Millie, and then I'm going to go and get some coffee too from a little shop opposite our place, which looks amazing and we haven't tried yet. Okay, that is breakfast successfully purchased, and now I'm going to head over to the coffee shop that's just opposite our place, and navigating another road. I'm going to bring the camera a little bit closer, sorry for the big face, but you'll be able to see from right around me how hectic this is, but it's so much, it's fun. Like, you can't trust the roads like this in any other country, I don't think, where you can just step out and people move around you. It's a bit weird. And it's still, I still feel like I have to be super careful, but it's kind of fun. The novelty of it. That was an awesome little experience. That little cafe was absolutely bustling with people probably 10 years my senior. I'd say they're in their late 40s, maybe 50s, and just chatting away. It sounded like a lot of fun in there. They made my coffee on the hob, which isn't what I was necessarily expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but my first experience of like a real local coffee shop. I'm sure I'll have a couple more experiences like that today, and we'll have a little look at what those will be like too. I'm going to take this back to the apartment, feed the family, and then we're going to head out a little bit later. So we have come to Xuan market. We've met Chow, and also a friend of mine, Nung, who's going to be joining us today as well. We're very excited about that. Millie had to take a little trip to the pharmacy. Yeah, the kids weren't feeling great yesterday. We think they might have eaten something funny, so yeah, Nung just took me to the pharmacy, which is a crazy walk in itself. We ended up kind of doing a big loop all the way back. Still trying to get used to how things like work here with the roads and stuff, but all good, and we're going to head inside and see what's in there.
Gotcha, man.
Oh, this is beautiful.
It's like younger.
Yeah. So we're getting, we saw this yesterday actually, but we wanted to get it from somewhere more local and less touristy. But it's a coffee filter cup basically. If I show you, this isn't the one I got, but I'll show you the whole thing. The coffee goes, the powder coffee goes in the top. You pop this on top and you pour your water in. and then underneath you get your coffee, which is awesome. It's beautiful. I'm excited about using it as well, so yeah, it's great. This is one of Chow's students who owns the market stall, former English students, so very happy.
The market is packed. There's so many things like little gifts, trinkets of things, souvenirs. There's we pass loads of like shopping trolleys and things. The kids are having a look for a little souvenir. We like to get something for them as well. And on the lookout for another fridge magnet to add to our collection. So I'm enjoying being in here. I feel like it's quite narrow, so I'm like squeezing through everybody. I feel like I'm in the way, but I like it. We picked up this fridge magnet. It's got the train street on it, which for me, that's been one of the highlights that we've seen here. I really loved it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this on our fridge.
And we go to another open air market that may have some smells from fresh food or yeah.
So we're just heading into a marketplace which apparently has got a lot of strong smells, and so Chow was just saying, did the kids want to stay out, but it's okay, we're going to let them go in and see what the smells are like for them, but this looks awesome. Whenever we're in markets like this, I do wish that I could stick around for a little bit longer to be able to use the produce, to be able to make some of the local things. Whew, that was a big smell of cinnamon. That's amazing. Yeah, and I think it would be great to be able to experience all of this in a kitchen, not just to be able to walk around the markets and see it. I thought that very much when we were in Borneo somewhere recently, and yeah, saw all these dried produce in the market, and it'd be great to be able to buy some and to be able to use it, but for now we're just going to have to look at it and appreciate it. Some of those things I find interesting in other cultures that we've never experienced before is what is considered as produce, and like when we were in Siem Reap in Cambodia, there were snakes for sale and for eating, whereas here there was just some turtles there that, I don't know, it's really funny. I definitely find myself challenged to be able to appreciate what other people eat and what other people consider to be food rather than pets, and yeah, so it was really interesting to see that in the market just then. Even when we're at home, we talk about looking up and trying to see what else is around you, especially in places like this that are so busy around you that you're looking at the floor, you're looking at the people next to you, you're looking at avoiding all the traffic that's coming at you, yet to look up we got to see these amazing traditional apartments that are behind us, behind me, and I've just run up to a little bridge to be able to get a slightly different viewpoint to be able to see it. But it's amazing to see how people live here, especially with these older apartments, and you know, we've seen what we thought was already old apartments. We thought we were living in an older apartment, but I guess that's considered slightly newer, maybe. But it's great to be able to see all these different things and to be able to experience local life here.
So after the tour to the Xuan market, where people sell a lot of local things, we are now heading to a restaurant, Phở Gà. It's very close to Hoàn Kiếm Lake, and I bet you guys will love it. Autumn specialty.
Amazing. This lady's selling young rice on the back of a bicycle. The young rice is harvested early, so it is green, and Chow was just telling us they mix it with green beans as well and coconut, and we're just going to get a tiny little portion. I say tiny, it already looks quite big, and we're going to share it all together and see what we think of it. I'm really looking forward to having it. It's meant to be an autumn special, so this time of year, which is great. Okie dokie, I'm going to try it. Oh, is this lotus?
Yeah.
Yeah, lotus seed on top, or lotus, and it's had the bitter bit in the middle taken out. Oh, that's nice. We've had fresh lotus before, but it tasted, last time it tasted more like chestnut. This really tastes like lotus, it's sweeter as well. So this is the young rice, I'm going to show you. Oh, that's delicious. It's got like a pandan flavour to it as well, which is really tasty. Very, very fragrant. I'm just going to have it with a bit of everything if I can. Oh, I love that. That's delicious.
Now they will have both chicken with pho with beef and with chicken as well. So you can choose like some dry beef, some dry
I've been getting stuck into this and it's absolutely delicious. Chow was just saying this is a restaurant that the locals really love to come to as well as the tourists, and so it was great to be able to come and get the best of the local flavour too. I actually wanted to draw like a bit of distinction, draw some similarities to our chicken rice back at home. I know it's chicken, but I think in the way that chicken rice allows the chicken to be like the star of the show, this is exactly the same. The flavour of it all and the soup is amazing. Each piece of chicken is just full of flavour, and yeah, everything's put together just feels really, really fresh and tasty. I feel like I could eat about 3 of these. I'm just going to have one and maybe eat more of other things later.
Chicken's really soft, nice and flavourful.
That was such a tasty lunch, and it was the treat of Chow and Nung. And over the last 2 episodes I've been telling you how that Chow and I are friends and how we know each other through an amazing charity called Care for Children. And we're just walking over to the river so that Chow can tell you a little bit about what we do here in Vietnam, and it's very exciting. I really, really hope that you don't skip ahead, that you take a moment to listen to all of this.
So about Care for Children in Vietnam. So I currently work as a Vietnam project manager. Vietnamese government invited Care for Children to come and support the strengthening of antenatal care service for children under special conditions since 2017, and we have worked directly with the 2 project sites in Hanoi and Nguyen, where we're providing technical support for the residential cares or the orphanage, so that we can place children in family. That's the ultimate goals of the family care project in Vietnam. Now we are entering a new phase. We have a new project site in Hue, the center of Vietnam, where we have a very passionate and competent social worker, and the local government is also very excited to join Care for Children in the missions of fighting children for families in family. It's always my passion to protect children's rights and to support children and families. So I started my career as a social worker, and I always want to do the best for children. And Care for Children has a great mission and vision. They want to support children around the world so that many children, millions of children can grow up in families where this is the best place for children to grow up. So I want to be part of that huge mission, and there's always a call for me to join Care for Children in this mission. There's quite a huge number of children in residential care, including orphans, including children deprived of parental care. But those numbers are quite confidential, but I can just say that there's many of them in need to have a family environment.
So hopefully that was really, really cool for you guys to be able to hear a little bit about the charity and what we do here in Vietnam. I've been loving hanging out with Chow over the last few days. If you want to find out more about Care for Children, you can check out their website, and hopefully you'll be able to discover a little bit more. Feel free to drop me a comment as well if you want to know a bit more, and I'm very, very happy to share as well. And yeah, I'm going to continue. Millie has actually taken Milo home. He's still not feeling very well. Home, back to the apartment. Aspen, I think you'll be catching some cool videos of Aspen on the back of a motorbike with Nung, and I'm going to go and catch up with Nung, and then we're going to say goodbye to Chow in a very little while because she's got work to do this afternoon.
Motorbike now. This is Nung. Very cool. Yeah.
So I just left Chow and said goodbye, which is really sad actually, because we've built a really lovely friendship over the last couple of days. But I'm pleased that we get to stay in touch and continue to work together for the wonderful children of Vietnam, and hopefully I'll be able to give you continued updates over the coming months and years of how things go there. Anyway, Aspen, as I said just now, was going to be getting on what we thought was some sort of motorcycle with Nung, but I just saw her had a very familiar kid's voice shouting "Daddy!" and they're on a carriage of some sort with a cyclist on the front. So I'm sure, I hope anyway, that she's got some footage for you. We sent her off with GoPro in hand. And I'm just making my way round to the temple that sits here on the lake, and I'm going to meet her over there as well as Nung.
We're now on a different vehicle instead of motorbike. Yeah. It's a bicycle at the back, and then like
As I walk around the lake here, we're at a part which was a pedestrianised area the other night after the puppet show. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely ought to go and check out. I think it was just our first of our 3 episodes here in Hanoi. But I'm right next to an area that was pedestrianised, and it is packed with traffic now. We did film a Walking with Wanderlust walking tour along here, and so if you want to experience it with no talking whatsoever, do head over and check that out, and hopefully you'll enjoy the whole experience of being nearly run over by many different scooters and just enjoying the life of Hanoi on a given morning.
we went on a motorbike, a Grab motorbike, and then we went on the bike.
You did both?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Are you grateful?
Yeah.
Have you said thank you to Nung?
Yeah.
Thank you, Nung. Now reunited with Aspen and Nung, we're going to be going into, or onto, should I say, the temple over the bridge, into the temple that's on the river. We're looking forward to that. It's 50,000 dong per person, but kids get to go for free. So we're going to go in and check it out now. That was a really nice experience to go and explore that temple a little bit. We were asked not to take any videos in there, but that we were told that we were allowed to take some photos, which is why you had a little slideshow of photos in there. We were really surprised to see that those 2 turtles that were in the temple that I took photos of were both preserved turtles from this lake. One died around 1967 and the other more recently 2016, I think I read. And they've both been preserved, but they're massive, absolutely huge. But apparently they've brought different scientists from all over the world to come and explore these turtles that live here in the lake. This is the Sword Turtle Lake, I think is what it's called, or the Sword Lake, and that's the turtle of the Sword Lake. And we found out in the puppet show the other night all about that story and how in mythology in Vietnam a turtle went into the waters and pulled up a sword for the king, and so it was really interesting to be able to experience it all and see it all here on the very site where all of that was supposed to have happened many hundreds of years ago. I'm super pleased to report that Aspen has got her appetite back, and we have stopped off to pick up some fruit from a roadside seller, and she pulled out this really old looking weighing scales to be able to decide how much we had, and Aspen's picked up some mangosteens and she's very happy munching on her fruit. We're just approaching a famous church building that it was modelled on the Notre Dame in Paris, if I'm not mistaken, when the French were here. I'm just looking at it now and seeing how it has, I'm pretty sure it recently got painted or refurbished somehow, but it looks old. Looks like they deliberately made it look a bit older. What a beautiful contrast this is, to have this church that just rises up in this square in its kind of aged grey paint, which I think it seems to have done. It's really interesting to see it all here, set within this crazy hustle and bustle of a city, coffee shops nearby, all sorts of different stores nearby, tourists, locals alike, kids playing around. It's quite an amazing place to stand and just take everything in. It doesn't quite have that peaceful vibe outside. I'm not sure about inside. I don't think we're going in today, but it's quite an amazing place, like I said, to just be able to experience everything around here. We're actually going to go in and have a little look inside the church if possible. I'm hoping I can bring the camera in with me and to be able to see what everything's like inside too. That was pretty cool to be able to step into that here. It was a bit surreal actually, because we are in the middle of Southeast Asia, stepping into what felt like a very European church, and of course it is. When the French were here, that's they built it, but it felt really strange to me, and actually it felt very reminiscent of the times I've taken choirs and done things in cathedrals and big churches like that for Christmas and other celebrations. It made me kind of want to hear a choir in that space, to hear the sound resonate, which is such a beautiful sound. We're just going to keep heading down and look for a little cafe to sit in. I've heard from Millie, her and Milo are feeling a bit better. She was incredibly tired because she was up a lot of the night with Milo. Milo's feeling cooler and less tired. So they're going to come and join us in a little bit. I think we might head back first before we all head out together. But I'm glad they're feeling better. We're just going to find a cafe to chill out, and I'm going to have an egg coffee, which is very famous in this area, and I'll show you it in just a few moments. We're walking right through the middle of Old Town, and it's absolutely beautiful. Actually, Chow was telling us her house, the building where she used to live in, on the second floor is still here. We're just there now actually, the Pilgrim Hotel, and that used to be her home on the second floor of this hotel right here. And she said that she was kind of sad about how it looks inside now. It doesn't remind her of home at all, but it was pretty amazing to hear her stories of growing up in this area and how much of it hasn't changed. There's a lot of stores that are still here, a lot of food places that still exist that she used to go to as a kid. And so it's been really nice to be able to have that personal connection of a friend who grew up in this area and experiences everything that's pretty similar these days. What amazing cafe we were in. Nung was just saying how it resembles, I guess, post-war Vietnam, and it's just beautiful in here. It's got such a great little vibe to it, and a wonderful atmosphere. We're looking forward to our drinks to arrive real soon.
How many trips the family will go?
Our egg coffees have arrived. It's absolutely beautiful. I've gone for the hot one, and Nung has got an iced one. I'm just going to taste it now. It's got a really, really pretty flower on the top. It's thick and creamy, and absolutely delicious. I know I mentioned it on the other episode, but in case you're wondering why there's an egg on top, it's a whipped up egg and sugar, and I think condensed milk as well. And it was done back in the day where milk was a lot harder to preserve, and so to be able to have a nice creamy coffee, someone had a great idea of whisking up some egg and using that instead. So we still have it today because it is amazing. That was awesome. Aspen saying hi to some more animals. I think there's a cat this time. But we are going to try to get on a scooter all the way back again at the request of my daughter. So we're going to say goodbye to Nung here and then get on a scooter back to our apartment, which isn't too far away. The things I do for this little girl. So apparently I'm supposed to wear a helmet, which is not really the way I wanted it to be. I thought it would be better on her, but law says that kids don't or have to wear and adults do, even though not all the adults do. So we will see how we go. Thank you, bye now. Okay, so here we go. I don't understand. Pretty cool actually. I genuinely think Millie and Milo would love it too, but I don't really know how to translate and say that this is what we want. This guy's given us a bit of an extra treat, so we've booked it through Grab, which has given us a set price, but then we've added a little bit extra, and we're going to pay him a little bit more, so I wouldn't know how to communicate it, so I'm glad that we get to do this anyway. This is an awesome way to see the city. We didn't even think that we would do it, and it's not a thing, but to get a Grab driver to take you around is awesome. We're just looking at the lake, taking a few different perspectives that we haven't yet had, and what's great as well is that it's totally immersive. Sitting on the back of a bike and to be able to experience the traffic in a slightly different perspective is quite fun too.
There's the bridge, there's KFC.
Come in. That was super fun, eh? Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
What was the best bit?
Everything.
I like going into all the crazy traffic and then coming out alive.
Yeah.
Should we go and see how Milo and Mummy are?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We have made it all out together, which is great. Milo's feeling better, hey? And we're going to have a little wander around and see what we can find tonight. The first stop is just over the road. What are we getting? Snails. Unfortunately, they are already out of snails. We're too late. They had some crab that looked really nice though, but we're going to keep going and having a little look around and see what else there might be. I think we're going to try and take a few little bites to eat and then walk as we go. With Millie and Milo having not made it over to the old town and really spent that much time around there, we are taking them over in that direction and exploring what we can find. We're going to see if there's some good food that we could just grab and take along the way. If there's somewhere we want to stop off, then we could do that as well. But we definitely want them to be able to experience it, and we haven't really experienced it at night time. We're looking forward to doing that tonight. It's a Friday, so it's going to be buzzing. We're looking forward to it very much. These back streets are just amazing, full of life, lots of different things going on that we don't really know about, and just yeah, it just looks fun, which is great. Lots of little trinket shops and food places, a few little bars, so it's good to experience all along here. I know where we're going. We're going down here.
So we've stopped in front of the church. It looks beautiful at night. We were in this area when we went on our Jeep tour to start. It's buzzing around here, like Jonty said. There's just so much going on all the time. This banh mi is slightly different. It's kind of been squashed in like, I guess like a toasty maker kind of thing, but the bread is so nice and crispy, which is what I think I love about this. And we got for pate and pork again.
Oh dear, Millie and Milo both still not feeling so good. Millie started to feel a bit nauseous as well, so I don't know what's happened there, but maybe it's a bug that she's caught off the kids, I don't really know. But either way, they're slowly getting through the banh mi. Aspen and I are feeling a lot better, and we're just having a little look. Or I'd say Aspen and I felt fine the whole time, fortunately, but Aspen's felt better today, and we're just having an explore around while Millie and Milo just chill out for a little bit. Aspen was just hoping that Millie and Milo would be able to go in and see the church, but there's a service happening in there. We just popped our heads in and had a little look, and so we're going to head back and see how Millie and Milo are doing with their banh mi right now. We've just stopped by this beautiful pottery shop. We've seen a few around, but apparently all of the pieces are made in a village called the Batrang Pottery Village, which is not too far away, but made by loads of different people. They've got some really quirky styles, and a lot of them look really, really fun. So yeah, we've really appreciated stopping off here on our way back to the apartment. This is like, I don't know, 30 meters away from our apartment. I can't believe we didn't stop in here any earlier, but I'm glad that we have. So Millie and Milo are still not quite feeling right. Unfortunately, they have decided to make the rest of the way home on their own. We're about 50 metres away from the apartment. Aspen and I found a great little place where we can have some roast pork and rice. Same place that I ordered some glutinous rice from this morning, I think, when I brought you guys along. It's been a long day. So we're looking forward to eating here and then calling it a night. Okay, good morning everybody. We're feeling, well, Milo's feeling much better today. Hey. And feeling so good that he wants to go out for some fur, so we're going to go and have some food. Millie's feeling better too, but wants to stay in. Aspen's still asleep, so we're going to give her a bit of a rest. As she still wasn't feeling 100% yesterday. We're actually going to meet Chow for breakfast too, which is so nice because we thought we had to say goodbye to her yesterday, so it's nice to be able to say hello to her again this morning before we head off in a couple of hours to the airport. It's much hotter today than it has been the last few days, and I think it's probably because last night was the first night that there wasn't a massive storm. At least none of us heard it, but it definitely feels a lot hotter, a lot more humid today than the last few days. But it's all good to be able to experience it just before we head back home in a couple of hours. So we're at the fur place where we're going to meet Chow, and we're looking forward to showing you the food and showing you what it's like to eat in a nice local in the city sort of place.
My dad just said one and then pointed, but then she just said one chicken, one beef. That's a long trip.
Okay, so we're very, very grateful to be here with Chow and Milo, and we know that Millie's just resting at home getting everything packed up, and you get to see her in a little bit, but I wanted just to, like we often on the channel, talk about the food that we're eating and tell you all about the flavours, and I would love to do that with you today. So it's breakfast time, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so late breakfast for us. But the first things first, I'm going to get stuck into this. If I grab a spoon, I can talk about the broth first of all. I can already smell how chickeny the flavour is, and I made up word "or." That's amazing. The chicken soup is fantastic. It's got really, really deep flavours, and then into some of the noodles with the chicken.
Try the lemon leaves.
Lemon leaves. Right. Okay, lemon leaves as well. Oh, that's really subtle, but it really elevates all the flavours right around the outside of the tongue. That's delicious. Okay, we're going to eat breakfast and we'll show you some stuff in a bit. Okay, we're going to go and get some coffee. Milo's very lucky because Chow scooted here today, so he's able to get the ride that he didn't get to have yesterday because he was feeling so unwell. So he's pretty happy. That was so cool. One of the local aunties, the owner of the coffee shop, lent Milo her helmet so that he could be extra safe as they make their way, and they're going to go and explore a little bit over the next 15-20 minutes. And what's cool is that yesterday Milo was so not with it and so not feeling very well that he didn't really get a chance to choose any souvenirs or anything like that, and so he knows what he wants. Chow's got an idea of where he might be able to find it, and they have gone to go and get it, so I'm thrilled for him. I'm going to head back to the apartment. Okay, so we're packed up and we're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. Got some breakfast again, and yeah, it's time to leave.
It's been your favourite breakfast, isn't it?
It has been my favourite.
3 days in a row, Millie's had a kebab for breakfast, basically.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it. It's kind of like banh mi, slightly different. I prefer the bread, I think, on this one. This is a bit softer. Yeah, but I've really enjoyed being here for these few days, and I think we've only scratched the surface.
Yeah.
This
I don't know if we've even begun to scratch the surface, to be honest. It's just, there's so much depth here. It's been amazing, and we've been really, really honoured to be able to have Chow show us around, really have Nung yesterday. It was great, and yeah, do check out the careforchildren.com to find out about their great work here.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to get going real soon. We're about to take a taxi to the airport, and then we're flying back home. My dad has since landed in Singapore as well and is at our place, and so looking forward to seeing him. Oh, there's an applause. I don't know if you can hear that. There's an applause from Aspen applauding Grandpa arriving in Singapore. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing him. But for now, we hope you've enjoyed this little travel series in Vietnam. If you're interested in our travels, we've been around the region, Cambodia, around Malaysia, Borneo. We've also been over to Korea and Australia and a few other places. So if you're interested in checking it out, please have a little look at our travel playlist here on YouTube, and we're going to do a few more videos for you if you are traveling, some nice shorter compact ones Millie's working on at the moment, to be able to show you our recommendations across the region. So please subscribe, hit like, hit the notifications, and we'll catch you guys soon.
See you.
Bye bye.